Hi there, welcome to this Edxcel GCSE Geography Walking Talking Mock for Changing Landscapes. These Walking Talking Mocks are designed to help improve your confidence in the exam so you can give the best possible answers to hopefully get the best possible grade. Please read very carefully the instructions on how best to use this video. You need to listen carefully to the comments that I'm making, and you can add notes to the paper that you've printed out as you go along. It's also important that you note the command word, focus and restriction in the question, but also make note of some of the key terms and how long you should spend on your answer. When I tell you to, pause the video and then attempt your answer and then press play again to continue. At various points we'll go through the mark scheme, so make sure that you note any errors once you've marked your question and add corrections where they're needed. After the video, it's really important that you do make a note on those areas that you really struggled with, and then you can focus your revision on these areas. It is very important that you read all of the information in the exam booklet, just so that you don't miss anything. It will also tell you how to answer questions and what to do when you come across different types of questions. For example, where you have multiple choice, it's very important that you mark an X in the box, not a tick, not a circle. You must put an X in it. If you get it wrong, put a line through that box and then mark your new answer. But please be very careful, that you're not crossing and then trying to recheck and cross and recheck. So let's get started. UK landscapes are constantly being changed by different processes. The first question is, state one example of a sedimentary rock. Now this is really simple. State is just give the basic information. You only need to give one example of a sedimentary rock. So, of the sedimentary rocks on these listed below, which of these are an example of a sedimentary rock? It's 1 mark, but with it being a multiple choice, you should take no more than 1 minute on it. Have a go now. The next question is, state one characteristic of a sedimentary rock. So what you've got to do is give a very basic statement on one feature you would expect to see of a sedimentary rock. It could be about its formation, it could be about, if you were looking at sedimentary rock, what kind of things would you see in there? What would you notice about it, and how would you be able to work out that that's a sedimentary rock rather than an igneous or metamorphic? So again, 1 mark only, so a very basic answer. 1 minute on this. Have a go now. Next up, we have another multiple choice question, again worth 1 mark. Identify the location of one area of granite landscape in the UK. Now again, it's multiple choice, it's only 1 minute, and you just have to say which of these areas, South Wales, South West England, East Anglia or South East England, are you more likely to find a granite landscape? If you're not sure, then just work out which ones you definitely know that it's not. For example, you may know that East Anglia is very, very flat landscape, and we know that granite landscapes are quite high. South East England is mainly chalk, ridges or low-lying, so it wouldn't be this area. So that would give you the choice between South Wales and South West England. If you know, write the answer. If not, have a guess, see how you get on. Have a go now. The next question. Farming is one example of an activity that affects the landscape. State one other example of a human activity that affects the landscape. So again, the command word is state. Yeah, we're looking at a human activity, something that humans do. It is not a natural process we're looking for here. And something that affects or changes the landscape in one way or another. It's only one thing that we need to give. All we need to do is state it. We don't need to explain it, and it's only worth 1 mark, so 1 minute. So have a go now. And finally, what we need to look at now then is explain one way in which farming affects the landscape. So here you've got to state something that farming does, and then state or explain and give reasons for how that changes or affects the landscape. So have a think about the different things that farming does. It could be removing trees or hedgerows. It could be the way that they plant different crops. How would that affect the landscape? Very, very simple answer. It's only worth 2 marks. So again, 2 minutes in total for your answer on this one. And make sure you're using the correct connectives. If you're explaining, you want things like this means that, this could lead to, this or so. So use those connectives in your answer. Okay, have a go. So the changing landscapes section is only a very, very short one, and you can see that most of the answers are state or identify and one explain in there as well. So very quickly we'll go through the answer. For the first one, the multiple choice of an example of sedimentary rock was D, chalk. Next we have the features or characteristics of a sedimentary rock. So here you can see all of the different things. It's formed in layers, ideas of compaction, or it's been compacted together. Oldest rocks at the bottom may contain fossils of plants or animals, but you could give any other appropriate response. If you're not sure, have a look at your revision guide or your notes and see whether your answer would fit with that. The next one, the area where we would expect to see a granite landscape, is B, southwest England. Again, check the maps, check where we would expect to find these different types of landscapes and different rocks. Another type of human activity which can affect the landscape: forestry, urbanisation, deforestation, building of roads or rail or settlement. But you could not have farming or agriculture because these are not another type. And then finally, as we look through here, we can see it says award 1 mark for the farming activity and a further mark for the effect on the landscape. So we can see the mark scheme has these clear marks given for these short answers. So it may be clearing the natural vegetation or surface, which can lead to an artificial landscape. It can plant the same crops in different fields, which gives the landscape the same appearance. So very simply, giving 1 mark for the farming activity and 1 mark for the change that it causes to the landscape. So this was a very simple one. I hope it was useful. Please have a look at the other ones in this series. Many thanks. See you soon. Bye.